How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another trading recap video. So today is Thursday, September 22nd, and I'm going to finish the day plus $153 on stock SPRO. Now this morning, this was our leading gapper. When I got up, I think it was gapped up around 140%, so it was a nice gap to see on some news. And frankly, the gap scanner looked a little bit better considering we had this bigger gap, but nothing else really held up. So I didn't take any trades in any other names besides SPRO. So I guess, yeah, let's just jump straight into it. I guess first and foremost, the markets were down again today, I think about 1.5%, the Qs and the S&P 500. And then starting off the day, I was looking at SPRO and I believe one other ticker that ended up just fading off, so nothing else there. And then off the open, we kind of gave this false gap and go setup here where we got some buying right away over this pre-market pivot level, and then ended up flushing, closing into a red candle, and then we faded off, tried to curl here, and then when that got rejected and was below VWAP, we started seeing this kind of grinding selling pressure, and I was like, here we go again, leading gappers failing off the open, and it looks like short sellers are just going to take control again. And then when it started curling back up, I was like, okay, here we go. And then we had this really nice green candle here. And this is where I started taking a few trades right here. So this bottom blue line represents the pre-market high. And then this top blue line represents a significant breakout level on the daily chart. So if we look at the daily chart really quick, I'm going to pull it up. I'll pull it up on the big chart here. So daily chart on this stock, it's kind of a dead cat bounce because it's gotten quite beat down over the last few weeks. Well, 7 months, I guess. But anyway, this line right here represented the top of these two levels on the daily chart. And then from there, I mean, we pretty much had blue skies, not quite a blue sky setup, but we had this big gap to fill all the way until 460. So when we started inching closer to this level, that's when I started getting interested in it. So real quick. So this is where I took my first trade, was in this section. Now, coming into today, yesterday I was feeling a little bit too tentative with my trading, so I was like, you know what, coming into today, I'm just going to reduce my share size a little bit and look to take the trades if I feel the conviction that they're going to be a good setup. So I didn't want to have as much hesitation. I felt that dumbing down my share size would help with that. So normally on a stock around $2, like in this case, I started trading it when it was $2.25. I would take 1,000 shares, but in this case, I was taking 500. I took two small trades in this section here, and they were both relatively, I mean, they were both green trades. I think they're like 2 or 3 cent winners. So it was good to start out green on it. And then when we broke out here, this is when I started getting real interested. I actually ended up sizing up to 1,000 shares when looked like we were going to break out over the this daily level right here. And then we kind of did this fake out breakout, and it just needed one more attempt before it really had some rocket fuel. And I ended up missing this breakout here. So that was kind of the trouble, was I got faked out right here by this breakout. Ended up making 3 cents on it, and then it reversed. So I was like, ooh, I don't know about that one. So I went back down to 500 shares. Well, actually, I went to 600 shares. And then I'd missed it on this big breakout here. But then when we consolidated and we popped back up here, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get aggressive because I can see what this thing can do. We popped back up over these levels. New high of day was right here at 74. We were up here, we got to 70, and we hung out here, staying there for about 2 seconds. And when I saw it holding at that level, and seeing all the red get bought up right away, that's where I entered, and it ended up being a really nice trade where it was the entry, and then I had the instant resolution. And in all things considered, I could have capitalized better on this day. So we had one setup in this pullback, or in this candle here, that I could have capitalized on, and same thing on this, but I was kind of a little bit too busy, I guess, celebrating the nice big green trade. I mean, all things considered, it was a half-size trade, so the P&L could have been bigger, but I mean, it was a 10% trade, so I mean, it was really nice. But the trade down here, we had a break past 50, and we broke past 50, went to 57, and then pulled back into 51, held the $0.50, and then snapped another 20 cents. So there was a trade right there. And then similarly here, we broke out. So instantly we had the breakout from 74 to 94, and that's where I cashed out. And then we went to 3, topped off 3 for a split second, pulled back, and we held around this 92. Very similar kind of price action to where we had the 70. and then that ripped for another 20 cents. So right there was two really nice trades that I could have taken that I missed because, I mean, this thing was fast moving, so you had to be quick with it, but definitely left some opportunity on the table. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, this was some of the best momentum that we've seen intraday, talking small caps, cheaper stocks in a while. So really good to see this action. At highs, we were up almost 300%. So really great to see that. And then from here, I gave back about 50, 60 bucks off the top. So I ended up making, so I pretty much gave back what I made in these few trades right here in this area. So we went up here and we locked in. It looked like it was going to lock into a halt at 316. When it didn't, we had the pullback from the false halt, and that's where I tried to get the entry. I got, which, you know, in hindsight was a little bit aggressive off of this huge green candle. I mean, let's look at this thing. That is a 23% move in that green candle. So in hindsight, maybe that was the one thing that can be wrong with that trade, but I really do like taking the first dip out of a false halt on something that looks like it's, you know, getting such great momentum like this one. But in this case, there wasn't enough buyers to lift it back up. I stopped out for, I think it's a decent sized loss. It was like 9 or 10 cents. So yeah, it was like 50 bucks, 60 bucks. So it gave a little bit back off the top there. And then that ended up being the end of the move right at the top. So I gave it a shot there. It wasn't it. And that was that pretty much. So I started fading for the rest of the day. Going into the close, we're still up 160%. So hopefully we'll see some continuation to tomorrow. But for now, it's going to wrap up another good recap for me, finishing the day plus 153. I might do a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown on this stock in a future video, but for now, I'm just going to leave it there with the kind of traditional recap that I've been doing. So I'll be back tomorrow with the live stream. Tomorrow's Friday, so any of the week, hopefully end of the week strong. Trade safe, have a good day, and I'll catch you guys later.